looking at this main page in the MPC 3.0 could be a bit daunting because there's a lot going on. It seems like there's a lot of different sub pages that are crammed up into this main page, which this is actually a very important page because it is probably the most used page while we're putting a beat together. If we take a look at this main page right here, there's a lot going on, but my best advice or the most easiest way to break this down is if you just split it up into pieces. Up here in this upper section, we have our sequence. This is everything that has to do with our sequence. What sequence are we currently on? And then right underneath that, it shows the track that we're currently on as well. This bottom section is our tracks. And then this little channel strip right here, this is going to be your channel strip XL. So those are like the three main sub pages within your main page. Once you get comfortable with this main page, you're going to notice that these sub pages are actually very helpful, which make the beat making process a lot easier, a lot better, giving you everything at your fingertips without you having to navigate to different windows and pages to if you need to adjust levels or you need to add samples or you need to sample into your MPC. You can do it all from this main page. All right, so let's say we're right here in sequence number 1, which I have track number 1. There's nothing in this drum track, is empty. There's nothing on these pads. Let's say I just turned on the MPC and right away I want to start sampling a record. I actually have a record right next to me. I want to drop the needle and start sampling right away. I just hit this record option right here and I'm able to start sampling.
Only just talking about war. People think, oh, if it wasn't for this.
That's actually a really cool record. Now I go back to my main page and I'm able to see everything that I just did right now. You see the waveform, you see the pads right here. Now from right here on my main page, if I want to jump into what used to be the program editor, now they call it a track editor, you can just double tap this waveform and it takes you into your track editor. Right here we go into our global, we can start pitching this down, pitch it up, do as you wish. Let's say right here, I want to continue sampling. I could just go into bank C, hit a blank pad, go back into your recorder, and since I'm in tap record, I'm able just to drop the needle and continue to sample in bank C.
A peaceful world, a peaceful world, a peaceful world, a peaceful world. Helps the great people. I don't think the people.
Now, I know I'm just going through this really quick and just showing how I'm building a beat within the main page, but anybody that is signed up to the MPC course, as of today, I just launched the first chapter of MPC 3.0. So now I go over this main page in much more detail. So if you want to know everything about the MPC workflow, the new updates with MPC 3.0, now you'll have access to the new videos. Just go all the way down to the bottom of the course and you're going to see a new chapter, which is MPC 3.0 getting started. So anybody that signed up, you already have access to these videos. In the next few days, I'm releasing the next few chapters and we're going to go deep into this MPC 3.0. So make sure you sign up today if you're not signed up already, and if you are, go check out the 3.0 videos that are live. All right, and just like that, I'm gonna tap this out and see what tempo I'm performing these chops at. At about 86 beats per minute, I'm gonna lay that down on the grid right away. And just like that, create a new track. I just created a new track. I didn't have to stop the music, but I'm stopping it because I want to talk as I'm building this. But I created a new drum track. Also, the MPC 3.0, now your programs, they're not eliminated. You still have programs, but the programs and the tracks are together. So now when you create a new track, is like what type of track you're trying to create. You got audio, drums, plugins, key groups. Again, in the course, I go over all of these types of tracks. What style of tracks? Why would you want to use one versus the other? Check that out for more detail on these types of tracks. But I mainly use drum tracks. Drum tracks are going to be the most used tracks because that is where we can load audio chops or audio samples into these 16 velocity sensitive pads and start performing the way we would want to on an MPC. Now, what's really cool is being right here, I have this new empty drum track. Just to get into my browser and start loading up one-shots into these pads is as easy as select the pad and you already can jump into your browser. Jump into that browser, you go to places, I got my SSD drive fully loaded with samples, and right away as I hit play, I can just start loading these pads up with one-shots.
I don't think the people.
I like how that sounds. I'm gonna start recording that overdub.
I don't think the people. I don't.
Awesome. And then bank out. Let's go into our snares.
People.
I like how that
I
sounds.
don't think the people. I don't.
And let's go into our hi-hats and audition some of these hi-hats.
People. I don't think the.
Ooh, I like that. Boom. Just like that, I go back to my main page. I already have a drum kit built right here. Now, if I want to jump in to my track editor so this kick can cut off that hi-hat, I just double tap this waveform, takes me into my track editor, go to global, select that open hat and put it on a mute group. I'm gonna put it in mute group 1 and I wanna have this kick cut off that open hat. I'm also gonna put that in mute group 1. Awesome. So now it's cutting it off. And if I want to add this open hat at the end of the fourth bar, I'm able to do that and it cuts off with the kick. Now, one thing to keep in mind is what about level adjustments, right? This hi-hats are way too loud. If I hit play, you'll notice that hi-hats are way too loud.
People. I don't think the.
That's way too loud. So this is actually really cool. Down here on your lower right hand side, you have this 4 square icon and then you have this single pad icon. What do those represent? The 4 square icon is going to affect your entire track program. That's all the pads. Right now I'm currently on the 4 square icon. So if I want to adjust the level or the volume, it's going to affect my entire pads. If I want to just adjust the level of a single pad, I just select the single square right here, which now if I want to adjust the volume of this, I got to open up this channel strip XL. Just hit this little icon and now you have what we see right here is a single pad and then we have the 4 square pads right here. Both of those are different. The single square pad is going to affect the volume of the current pad you're selected. Snare is still up, kick is still up, only the snare volume went down. Also this open hat. That is so cool. Now, the cool thing about this is that we also have access to our entire drum program. So if we want to just lower that down, we're able to lower down the volume of all of the pads together at the same time. Now, something else that's really cool is if we switch back over here to the 4 square icon, now we also see 2 channel strips right here. The first channel strip shows the 4 square icon. That's going to affect your entire program. The second strip is just your main output, so your stereo bus. So it's very fast to access your stereo bus and your individual pads if you wish so. I really don't even have to go into my mixer. Now, there's so much more that you can do with this channel strip XL that is so beneficial to have it right here on the main page. I'll probably do a separate video on that alone.
People. I don't think the people.
Oh man, that's cool. That's perfect. That's just a 2-bar loop that I have going on. Everything built being right here within the main page. Now, also on a side note, if you like these sample chops that I have going on right here, if you are part of the Patreon community, you'll have access to these sample chop programs for you. So just download those chops, load them up into your MPC, and you'll have access to these sample records that I'm chopping up. Now, there's so much we have within this main page, and believe me, you do not have to know everything. You don't have to know what is this monitor, auto, length, sequence. You don't have to know all of this stuff, layers. I mean, you could jump into that. as soon as you get familiar with the basic layout of the 3.0 main page, and then kind of get into the layers and then the length. This is actually pretty cool. The length of this track is just going to tell you that if it's on sequence, if it's selected on sequence, which is SEQ, that is just playing at the length of the sequence. But what if you only want track number 2 to play for 2 beats? You don't want that one to loop the entire 2 bars. Only one of the tracks, you can set a different loop point for just that one individual track to get off of the sequence. Right here, you already have a duplicate track. That is awesome. If I want to duplicate, let's go to this sample chops. I'm going to hit this little plus icon. Now I have a duplicate track of those sample chops. So let's say I go to bank D. I'm gonna grab this sequence right here, hit this pencil icon, double length. I'm gonna double length that again, and I'm gonna go into my arranger. This arranger is awesome. I wanna add an intro to this sequence. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Boom. Okay, so it's just a 2-bar loop. So I'm gonna just select these 2 bars. I'm gonna go to my drums, open up this little grid editor at the bottom, select all this right here, cut it, and I'm gonna just have this build up as it drops into the verse. Bring that down, and on the sample track, I'm actually gonna delete everything that I have on the first sample chops, hit edit, erase. I should be labeling these, but I have not done so right now, and hit do it. Now I'm gonna go to this duplicate sample chops and add this intro. And what's really cool about duplicating these tracks is that on this duplicate version, I'm able to, let's go to effects. I can add a filter on this duplicate version, or I'm going to go to harmonics and go to Air Flavor Pro. This is actually one of my favorite plugins that you can purchase on the Akai store. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. Now, you could follow along my videos or watch any other videos out there on YouTube. Now, my main thing is get comfortable, get familiar with your MPC, get familiar and break it down. I mean, if it's a lot going on right now, just focus on the main page for a while and just get so comfortable with the main page. I'm telling you, you can build an entire beat within the main page. You don't have to bank around, and I know there's the arranger is awesome, and then there's the grid editor. There's a lot going on, but you don't need to know everything at once. Just focus. I would recommend, if you're new, just start with the main page. You could watch my videos, follow along. You can watch other people's videos. There's so much awesome information out there, but get comfortable with your MPC and break it down. I know there's a lot going on the MPC. I don't know everything about the MPC, but that's what makes this machine so fun, that I'm always learning new tools, new techniques within the MPC. Not only that, but it's awesome that you can buy an MPC, even if you have the Live Mark 1, which is put out many years ago, and still till today, when you get updates like the 3.0, it's like you have a complete new MPC, which is awesome. So enough talking from my end. Again, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. If you want more information, you want a full in-depth course of the MPC Live or MPC 1, go down to the link of my video and sign up. But if not, I'm also very thankful for you to be here and joining us. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys on our next video. Peace.